Hello parents, guardians, athletes. This is Palmer Trolley. I'm going to try to talk you through our new online registration for Dock Athletics for the 2016-2017 school year. First step is you want to go to our Dock Athletics website, www.dockathletics.org. We highly suggest that you favorite this page and come here often to view all the season highlights, all the exciting things that our student athletes can do. We have multiple tabs, and you can see all the articles that get posted about every game, every sporting event we have. But today we'll talk about registering for sports. Go register for sports above our photo galleries and follow the links to our getvnn.com page. Here you can sign in either through Facebook, through a sign in that you already have, or sign up. This is the same sign up that you would have for your VNN alerts. If you do not have one already, we suggest you to sign up. If you forgot your password, you have the link there and easy instructions to follow. I already have the membership, so I'm just going to hit sign in. And bear with us as this website takes a little bit of time to load, but we will get through this. Once you open up, you'll come to either add new student or continue registration. You will have to go to add new student for each one of your student athletes. But once they're in there, you're going to hit continue registration. We'll look at what I already have started as Palmer Trolley. Now here, I'm already halfway through the registration, but I'm going to backtrack to the beginning. So where I come in on an athlete, the first screen that will pop up will look similar to this, but the first two questions are going to ask you your state and the school that you go to. So you're going to drop down Pennsylvania. Then you're going to type in Christopher Dock Mennonite High School. From there, this screen will show up where you can add all your athlete information. All the mandatory information will be needed for you to continue in our registration process. This optional information is not needed, but our coaches do like having the email and phone number so they can keep track of the student athletes. Home address is all needed as standard on the PIAA form that you've been filling out for the past however many years your student athletes have been participating. You're going to fill in all the information, save changes, or before you could do that, we have this add image feature. Currently, if you're unaware, our Dock Athletics website allows us to view the student athletes next to their roster positions on each team. You can upload your own file if you would like, either an action shot or a formal photo. If not, we can always use the school yearbook photos that get taken at the beginning of the year. It's up to you at this point. And it's an easy upload process if you would like to upload your photo. Or again, you can leave the work to me and I can put the photos up there. So after you go through all of that information, go down to Save Changes. So now the next step are emergency contacts. Just as you would have on the PIAA form, you must have 2 emergency contacts, and you must have 1 legal guardian. Now both emergency contacts, as in my case, can be your legal guardians. So before you can go to medical info, you need to have met that criteria of 1 legal guardian and 2 emergency contacts. So I'll show you an easy way to submit an additional contact, because you can have more than 2. So say you're going to be taking a vacation in the middle of your season and you want a grandmother to be taking care of your athlete. All you have to do, type in her information on that. And now this awesome feature, once you type in their email address, you now have the access to give them the team updates. So by checking that box, they can get the VNN alerts, the same VNN alerts you get when you sign up. So that way, if a game's canceled or practice is canceled and the coach sends out an alert for it, your guardian will know as well. So again, it could be a legal guardian or it can only be an emergency contact. Then you're going to hit save and add another. You'll have to do this for at least 2. Oh, it even stops us and shows us that you need a phone number. Again, the software is very good that it tells you everything you need to do before you can continue on. Save another, and now you just see I have my 3rd emergency contact. So I can continue to medical info. This medical info page is also from page 1 on the PIAA form. So it says up there, all fields are optional. But we encourage you to fill out this. just as you would on a PIAA form. So we want the primary care physician, insurance information, and then the additional information listed below. This is, heaven forbid, if we need to send a student athlete to the hospital. All this information can be accessed by the coach, the player, yourself, and the athletic trainer, so that way emergency personnel can know exactly what needs to happen in case of an emergency. This additional information section can be any allergies, pertinent medical information, requests on hospitals to go to, or anything that you think emergency medical service or the athletic trainer will need to know in case of an emergency. So any history or special requests on who to call can all go into this field. Also, the date of last physical is located above that. So we want to remind you that as per PIAA, all physicals must be done by June 1st of the year that the school starts. So for our case, it will be June 1, 2016, and that makes it valid for the 2016-2017 school year, regardless of what season your athlete plays in. So again, we hit save and continue, which we can because we typed in all the necessary information. And once the screen loads, it takes us to the bread and butter of what you're registering. It takes you to the sports. We have listed here all the sports offered at Dock. So you can register for all the sports that your son or daughter will be playing this year. Now, if you have a son that plays soccer, basketball, and baseball, you can sign up for all three. If you're unsure of what your son or daughter will play, and you know she's a girls' soccer player, but she's going to want to go out for cheerleading in the winter, you can always register for cheerleading as that time comes. And if they register for cheerleading and decide that's not for them, you can always go back to this screen, uncheck it, and you will no longer have to go through that registration process. You can do all of this now as of June 1, or you can do this as it comes. Remember, the date for fall athletics is August 15th, the first day of preseason. This registration must be complete by the first day of preseason in order for your son or daughter to participate here at Christopher Dock. So I can't hit save and continue. This feature, because the registration is not open yet, I cannot hit save and continue to show you the documents page. I will show you these documents one by one so you know how we have to fill them out. With getvnn.com and this new registration format, we have two ways to file forms. You can either do it from an e-signature or a downloadable file. So one of the first forms we need you to fill out is the player contract. Right now you do that by an e-signature anyway, and luckily we can just add this into our sports registration. So you will be instructed to download this form. The form will appear and we ask you and your student athlete to read this form, and then there will be a spot for your e-signature. Type in your name, and then I will get notifications that this form has been completed. And you cannot move on to the next form until you complete the form that is in front of you. So the next form, after the Dock player contract, would be the Dock Sportsmanship Code of Conduct and Communication Agreement. Again, this is what you fill out with your son or daughter before the first game. We now ask this to be done in the beginning of registration. A PDF document will appear, and again, you just submit your e-signature through the website. The next packet of information is a PIAA form. Normally you would have to submit 6 to 8 pages of paperwork. Now, we're going to cut that down to 2. As you see, Section 1 does not need to be handed into the athletic department anymore. All of this information has been turned in through our registration process, and for you has been remembered for the entire time that your athlete is at Christopher Dock. That means no more filling out the same Section 1 each season and each year. Now we scroll down to Section 2. So again, Section 1, not needed to be printed out, and it is not offered in our online registration. So you will not even see Section 1 in this registration. Section 2 is where you would give permission to your student athlete to play the sport. This is only filled out by a parent as per PIAA requirements, so our online registration only has the parent have access to this form. Again, it is an e-signature. Instead of signing the lines multiple times, you will just submit an e-signature for each sport your son or daughter will play. Section 3 is another one of our e-signature pages, understanding risk of concussion. We ask you to please read this with your son or daughter so you fully understand the risk of concussion. And before where you would have to sign it, again, you can now do an e-signature, and the athletic office will receive notification that you did it. Same with Section 4, understanding of cardiac arrest symptoms. Again, you just print you're going to do an e-signature on the website, not on a PDF form. Now we get to Section 5. This is going to be a downloadable document, and you cannot move on to your next section of registration until Section 5 has been downloaded. We ask you to print this and fill this out and submit it to the athletic office. At this time, we are unable to put it into our registration, so we ask that you please print this, have your student and yourself sign this form, so our athletic office is still aware of any pertinent medical information that we need as per the PIAA standard. Again, this is a downloaded form, so you cannot move on to page Section 6 until you download Section 5. Section 6 is the doctor's required page from PIAA, the SIPI form. So we ask you again that you must download, print this document, and submit it to your doctor with a physical done. And this has to be done by the first day of athletics in order for your son or daughter to play in the sport. Now, Section 7 and Section 8 are the recertification pages. They only need to be done by athletes competing in their second sport. So if your son or daughter played in soccer and they want to now go into cheerleading or any of our other winter sports, they must submit a recertification. Now, if they don't play a fall sport but play a winter sport, they do not need to hand this into the office. Again, this will be a downloadable form that we ask you to print, fill out, and submit to the athletic office by the first day of competition. By the first day of practices, I am sorry about that. So we please have you fill this out only if your son or daughter played a sport previously. So again, if their first sport is not till the spring season, if they only play baseball or softball or track, boys volleyball, boys tennis, we ask you to not hand this in. It is not needed. Section 8 is only required if your son or daughter had to miss time due to a physician holding them out. So if we send them out to see a physician due to an injury, we're going to ask you to fill out this form and get it in. Again, as per the PIAA requirement. I will try to get you this form as soon as I can once your athlete goes out with an injury. That way we can skip this process later on in the sports seasons. Again, Section 7 and Section 8 are only required by a second season athlete. So I hope this tutorial was very helpful to you guys. If you have any questions, I'm showing you my information here now. I ask you to please email me or call me. Most of you see me all around campus anyway, but my email is adassistant@dochs.org. You can email me at any time and I will get back to you in a timely manner, or you can always call the office at 215-362-2676. That goes directly to the athletic office. You can obviously call the main office at 2675, and Elaine can get you to reach me. Again, my name was Palmer Trolley. It's been a pleasure to work with your student athletes so far, and I'm looking forward to a great sports season coming up in 2016-2017. Hope you all have a wonderful time, and again, reach out to me with any questions in regards to our online registration.